unfiltered, real and raw. No time to fake, you gotta give it all. From battles in the ring to chases on the street, Mike and Trevor making life complete.
Hey guys, it's Trevor O'Connor back with another episode of the After the Final Bell podcast. We are on episode 3. Mike, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good. I'm good. I'm tired.
Me too.
I'm tired. I stayed up a little bit late.
I stayed up late and woke up early. I had an interview with a magazine in Japan for when I helped Tatsuda. They hit me up midnight last night. Oh, can you talk now? I said in the morning.
It was probably morning for them. It was probably early.
I looked at it was like 3:30
in the afternoon.
Yeah. So they stayed up for me until midnight. So I was just, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah. So real quick, explain a little backstory of that.
Oh, with Tatsudo?
Yeah.
So he's been training. He lives in Japan, trains in Japan. Been training out in Colorado for, I don't know, 2 years now. He comes back for fight camps. It's not like he comes for 6 months, goes home. It's strictly like a fight camp thing.
So like 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah. Normally 6.
Mm-hmm.
And the fight when he fought Alex Perez, the one right before this with Brandon Royval, he asked me to help him. Mm-hmm. And I said, great. But the language barrier was tough, you know. Oh,
he doesn't speak any English or very little?
He speaks English, but I find that he has a hard time. It like takes him a second to process it. Oh, when I say something.
And your Japanese is pretty good?
It's getting there.
Yeah.
But no, and then we had this last fight and we lost that one, and which was a really good fight. You know, I think
stock went up.
His stock went up, and I think like the part of the experience that showed that I don't think you can train for is that 5-round experience with somebody that has that over and over. Right. So
yeah, if you've been a 3-round fighter most of your career,
or he just finishes fights,
or get done early,
you know. And I think that showed in like the 4th and the 5th round that I think he'll be better for. But they just hit me up out of the blue yesterday after the Tyson fight. They messaged me, and we're from this magazine or whatever we had. We're on a deadline, and I said, okay, yeah, we'll talk next week. We got time right now. Do you got time? I said, no, I don't have.
At midnight?
At midnight, I was like, I'm laying down. So we did that this morning early.
How'd that go?
It was good. It was, it took it was about 45 minutes. They did a Zoom, and they just recorded and I'm sure that they'll type it up or whatever, but they just had questions about, their questions. I understood their questions, but it was like, how do you feel about Tatsudo? I'm like,
can't stand him.
Yeah. So those the questions were like,
oh, really, really, really superficial.
Yeah. So
top. Okay.
But it was good.
And they're always so polite. Like when you talk to them, like Japanese, they're so polite, and everything is kind of at that like friendly level.
It is.
There's no like.
There's like, you can't tell what they like or what they don't like. And I'm like, well, that's good, but I need to know.
Where we're going.
If we're training, I need to know if you like or don't like something.
Right.
We agree with it or
if
not.
We're working this way.
Hey, yeah, but he
just works though, huh?
He does, man. He's a good kid. I really like helping him. He's one of the ones where it's like, I put him and JJ in the same category as like, they make you think this job's easy.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
They're video game players.
Yeah, so which can be good and bad,
right?
But it just, I'm like, man, this is pretty awesome. So it was a good time.
So they're like me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
Same kind.
Just
so easy.
Just yeah.
So easy.
So easy.
Obviously, we are going to have to touch on Jake Paul and Mike Tyson from last night. That hurt.
What hurt?
Watching.
But what did you expect? Like I hope you weren't the guy that expected Tyson to come out and look like he was 30-year-old. Okay, all right.
Not at all. I did not expect them to play patty cake. There were a couple flashes of like real Tyson, gloves on the chin and the back and forth, the forward motion, but there were so few and far between. He had about 4 actual minutes
A fight.
of healthy fight in him. And then the other, 12 minutes were really, really hard to watch.
It wasn't hard for me to watch.
It wasn't?
No,
It was
because
terrible.
you know, I was talking to some people and they were, you know, they get excited. They're the fans that get excited only on Mega.
On big fight day.
Yeah, big, you know. So they're like, "Oh, who are you taking? Who are you taking?" I said, "Well, of course I want Tyson to do good in anything, right?
Right.
I like him.
We grew up on him.
Yeah, like so for me, I was just like, it's hard for me to be interested in a fight that whether I don't want to use the word fixed, but is there some rules attached that we don't know?
Right.
Is there certain things attached? Like I just wanted to see the spectacle.
I didn't see body shot uppercut from Tyson,
No, not one.
which is trademark.
Yeah. So, you know, it was hard for me to get interested on that aspect, but the spectacle aspect, I enjoyed the whole thing. I was one of the guys, that, you know.
I don't think Katie Taylor won
he makes
that fight.
no, and I wanted her to win, but
She
no,
didn't win
she
that
didn't
fight.
win that fight. And that ref was horrible. You could tell she was leading with her head the whole time,
Mm-hmm.
which is, I mean,
Trying to get the headbutt. Trying
Yeah.
to. You know, I mean, if you're the one leading with your head, you can position your head so you can catch an eyebrow.
I almost put some money on her because she was a +2 something.
Yeah,
And I almost just put some money just to
because you could.
lose it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because that's what I do. But
I lost money last night.
I know. I was hoping we were going to eat some steaks.
We were gonna have steaks. So I bet both ways. Rounds 5 and 6. I just thought that if it was going to happen, that was
going to be it.
that was when someone got tired enough to get their button punched, and if someone was like the first couple rounds, they're only 2-minute rounds, so the first couple rounds, you know, are going to be fast paced and moving, but then I figured someone would get a little tired. If Tyson won, I think we would have made 800 and something.
Dang.
If you would have finished it in round 5 or 6. And if Jake Paul won in 5 or 6, I think we would have made like 350.
That's not bad money either.
I'd have been okay with either.
Whatever.
Profit on both sides.
Damn.
I was trying to play the ends against the middle, and I really thought that was if it was going to happen there.
I mean, they like
What
you know.
was Tyson's fucking ass cheeks out on?
Wait, do you think that was the cameraman? I could do a better job on that. Like,
I could have cropped his ass out of
you know
that
what I mean? I
picture.
could have zoomed all the way in. But do you think that was part of the deal? Like, that's where my conspiracy theories come out.
But why would Mike's ass be part of the deal?
I don't know.
It's not like Mike. It's not like he was in peak physical. He was not getting ready for a bodybuilding show. Let's just say that.
But-
Mike Tyson and I have very similar bodies right now.
I was delayed. I guess we pushed pause on at the house. And
Oh, you were behind?
And I don't know. I said something to JJ and I said, I think we're behind. And then Delilah, she's like, you are. And so we fast forward it, and then all of a sudden, all I see is ass cheeks.
Yeah.
And what was weird was his son was interviewing him. We just
That's how we do it.
And like,
I mean, I expect nothing less from Tyson.
No, and I like
but
that his
at the
son
same time, you'd think.
I didn't. I like that his son was part of the deal, but I also think that he wasn't ready for those. Like the questions that he was asking, and the way he asked them just wasn't.
No.
You know, just wasn't.
You have to put a media personnel in a locker room to ask questions. That's done it and done it and done it, and they understand the timing, they understand the rhythm, they understand when to ask, when to back off.
Yep.
Putting someone like that in is a whole lot like putting Rosie Perez at a commentary desk.
She's horrible too.
And
Roy Jones was.
Sometimes when you win, you really lose.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you lose,
You really win.
you really win. But sometimes when you win or lose, you just need a white man that can jump.
The only one I like from that commentary team was that Mauro Ranallo.
Yeah, Ranelo's good.
You know, Roy Jones was even a little bit. I feel like I think he was being kind of a hater because of the paycheck.
Of course, he's a hater.
And it's like, come on, dude. Like
His paycheck versus Tyson versus Tyson's paycheck versus Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Come on.
like,
And Roy Jones is always, I mean, that's taking, in combat sports, it's very hard to get a guy who has been the pinnacle, one of the greatest of all times, Roy Jones Jr.,
yeah,
and tell him to not have any ego or have any reservations about a fighter that he's A, fought, it was exhibition, but fought, and B, still thinks that he's probably better than.
yeah,
And then you put him at the commentary table and expect him not to find ways to take jabs at Tyson. Come on.
yeah.
That was going to happen.
And I don't want to see Tyson fight Logan Paul either.
I don't want
Right,
to see
Logan.
Tyson
Fight
ever
nobody.
think about fighting again.
No, never.
If this was a money play, great, Mike. You got your money.
Go home.
Do what you're going to do. Don't do that to yourself again.
No.
His face on the walkout was troublesome to me. And the trip. The little...
It was, and I feel like he tried a little too hard to do that old Tyson.
He tried to do that bite on the mouthpiece and like walk with the intimidating look.
And it just wasn't there.
He looked like Robert De Niro impersonating Mike Tyson walking down. It's just, you know, it was
Yeah.
it was
It was not good.
the whole way. It just
No.
it was not good to me. It wasn't it hurt my soul to watch that fight. As much as I wanted Tyson to do well, I knew what to expect. From the beginning, I knew what to expect.
Did your stream freeze?
A couple minor times.
Okay.
Did you guys freeze?
A couple times, but
I
I was
saw on
reading-
social media people were losing their
Oh, they
minds.
were, and
They're watching like old Skinamax in the you're trying to watch the dirty shows on the channels you didn't get.
Just-
It was like,
pause right there.
Yeah.
Hey, but no, because they said on Netflix there was like 200 and some million views.
of
or
course
something.
they're gonna break
And
it.
that's-
Everybody who has a Netflix account got the fight for free.
Well, and for Tyson and Jake, I guess for both of them, to sell out like an arena, like, or not even an arena, a stadium,
Mm-hmm.
like that is
Huge.
huge.
Mm-hmm.
You could say what you want about Jake, but
He sells tickets.
he sells tickets. And
sells. He knows how to put the stakes on the grill. I mean, that guy knows how to get it done. He can promote anything. And I've seen him very frustrated in a couple of his fights where the other fighter would not take the ride with him on the promotion, you know, back and forth and being catty, you know, like Tyson tries to be pretty smooth. Like in his older age, he's a much nicer human being than he used to be. And he just wasn't going to do, you know,
they were going to
angry-
get that old Tyson out of him.
And I think Jake Paul gets frustrated because he'll do anything to promote it. You know, I mean, he'll play angry, he'll do whatever, and he just wants people to come on that ride because he's like, the more you do this with me, the more we will make. You know, the more pop we give this.
For sure.
And I get it. You know, it's just like anything else. It's like filming the show. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, we don't turn on the cameras and then we're like, hey, buddy, would you mind if we took you down to jail? You know,
Well,
I mean,
please.
obviously that's not the way like we talk to each other or we are
Yeah.
every day. But when you turn on the cameras and you go do that show, you've got to turn it up and you've got to, you got to make it worth watching. Similar to Jake Paul, he's got to make the fight worth watching before the fight.
Yeah.
You know, it was a hard sell with Tyson being 58.
It was. And I didn't think it was going to happen once they, when they pushed it back.
Yeah, I thought that was it. I thought they
was like,
almost got there. Tyson figured out
He doesn't.
he doesn't have what he used to have.
Yeah.
Oh God, man, he looked like somebody's grandpa. Really sad.
And man, if you've been able to watch him at his prime, that's what makes it even, a little more sad. Because I remember as a kid watching him and everybody being gathered in the living room and and the fight's over in 13
You didn't
seconds.
know, you had to
know
be
what I mean?
sitting down because if you went to the bathroom, you missed the whole fight.
That's my biggest thing of that I remember about a Tyson fight. My very first one I watched, and I don't know which one it was, but it was my very first one I watched. And we were at a family's thing, and my dad walked into the kitchen to grab a beer or something.
Fight over.
Came back, fight's over. He was so angry, and because back then you could record on a VHS, but you couldn't.
You couldn't just pause and rewind and watch it real quick.
Yeah. So I'm just like, so for those that were able to watch him in his prime, that's what's a little heartbreaking.
And people need to go back and look. I mean, there's plenty of YouTube videos that show, because his fights were so short early in his career, there's YouTube videos that show like whole fights of his back to back to back to back to back, and it's only an 8-minute video.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look at his box rec, there was a time where he was fighting once a month.
Yeah, he didn't care.
You know,
just go.
Just go.
Let's go.
So and that's how fast the fights went.
Yeah, took no damage.
No.
Does he still have his marijuana ranch?
I think so.
I think that did pretty well. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it in a long time.
I think so. I know in Vegas when we go and some of the guys go to the dispensary, they have his.
They go get the Tyson stuff.
They have Well, I don't know if they get it. I
hope there's a strain called Punch Out.
Punch Out. I'm sure.
Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to have it.
You got to have it.
Yeah. The rest of the boxing card actually was decent.
I watched
not as big of a letdown.
No, I only watched the
Main
Katy
card
Perry.
fights?
I watched the Katy Perry.
Katie, okay.
Hey, yeah,
She's fighting next.
yeah. That fight.
Katie Taylor. Yeah.
Katie Taylor, and then the fight before that, which was a really good fight too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a great fight.
Yeah, that was a good fight.
That was
Both of those fights were
great
great
fight.
You know,
Probably
I'm glad that they put some real fights on there.
probably highlight fights that will get those guys both a lot of money coming up because they had eyes on them and both of them showed up.
Yep.
They were great. Tonight we have fights.
John Jones, Stipe. If you're putting some money, I would put first round finish.
Jones.
What's
Round
the
one?
I don't have my. I wonder what the odds are for that for first round.
Jones first round finish. Probably not great actually.
No.
You'd have to bet the other side of it to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it's not going to, Stipe's not going to end John Jones in one round.
No. I don't think Stipe beats John. There's no way. You know, John Jones is just so good. He's good, man. You can like him, you can hate him, he's good.
When you close the cage door, he's the best it's ever been.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to take that.
I'm
going to take Jones, obviously.
And I'm more excited. I'm out of this whole card. I'm most excited for Oliveira and Chandler.
I hope Oliveira just eats him.
I hope so too. I'm not the biggest Chandler fan.
I mean, he's good at promoting to an extent.
Just a little.
Unless he's promoting against Connor. Then his ego doesn't quite show as big. But I mean, that is what it is. I like Chandler's athleticism. I don't like him. Like I
just think he comes
he's
off
not
fake.
likable.
Yeah, he comes off fake. You know, I don't think that it'd be interesting to see that if holding out for the Connor fight hurt him in a way where it's like you don't get that. You kind of just been so off for so long, and he's not the youngest guy anymore.
But at the same time, did it help him? Because all of the injuries you carry through your career, because you fight just about after a fight, you start to almost get healed. You're into another camp. So you almost always re-aggravate something. You almost always hurt something.
Yeah.
90% of the time, fighters never enter a cage 100% healthy.
Yeah.
Now, with him having this long layoff, he's had a long time to kind of heal and recover. And, you don't know what happened in camp because people get hurt in camp more than they do in fights.
Yeah, for sure.
But, I mean, it could have that effect as well where you, like, all those nagging things could be feeling a lot better. Maybe not.
Maybe not. I don't know. I just think I don't know. I'm not, like I said, it's hard for me to watch anything he does. I don't even follow him on social media.
Chandler, I don't.
I can't.
All right. Here's a question for you. What is a social media account that you follow just as like a guilty like pleasure? Because we all follow fighters. We all follow,
Just something that's fun.
Something that's one account that you follow, whether it's on like TikTok or Instagram. Or
I just got on TikTok.
You got those Tic Tacs.
Yeah, I got that. But
I have like 4 Tic Tacs up. I'm terrible at them.
I like that. There's one that I follow, and I don't know the exact name of it.
You're killing me.
I just know it pops up, and
Okay.
I think the videos are hilarious.
What is it?
Let me see.
You're going to look it up?
Yeah, I have no choice.
Well, just tell me who it is.
I don't know it.
You don't. What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know the name of it.
How are you going to find it?
I hope that it pops up.
You cannot just wish an account to pop into your feed. That's not how it works.
I just, you know what? Because okay, now that we're doing this podcast thing, I follow more. I'm going to follow more
You gotta
things.
follow more stuff.
Yes, because
outside of the norm.
Yes, because what I was doing is I was actually starting to unfollow a bunch of stuff because I was like, you know what? I need to
Pare it down to what I want to see.
Yeah. So I unfollowed a bunch of things, and I always told myself, if I get hacked, that's it. Not doing.
They can have it.
They can have it. I'm not doing anything, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, X, whatever.
Don't say that today, dude.
You know.
Don't. People,
you know, I'm
there's people out there that be like, oh yeah, well, let's see.
You know, but I feel like I always follow like a bunch of real news stuff, which is cool. But there's a couple out there that they just post funny videos. One of them is there is one that I recently followed, and they haven't posted the funniest videos, but they're sometimes funny.
Okay.
And that one is the Denver Fools. That one's pretty. That one. But
Denver what?
Fools.
Fools. FOOLS.
No, FOOS.
Oh, Foos.
Yeah.
Okay. So
they were posting some funny stuff, but then they started doing some interviews, and they started doing. And I didn't follow you to see interviews. You know, well, if I followed the
there's
thing,
people over there.
they're watching us. Yeah,
I'd say I don't follow you first podcast.
But I feel like, you know, with those funny ones, it's just
yeah.
You know,
I want comedy. If you're a sketch comedy channel or page or profile, whatever you call it, then I want sketch comedy.
So I try to follow stuff like that. I watch. I'll go to the that what is it called, the page? It's just like a bunch of reels. I click on one and
you just go to the and flip, and then find out which one you.
I even put a timer on my social media stuff.
So you got a timeout.
So I got a timeout.
That's good.
Because
I need to set an off time.
What do you mean?
Like at a certain point, like at 9:30 at night, I need to not be able to get into like TikTok or Instagram.
Just put an hour, 2 hours, whatever it is.
Because I'm really, I get in, I'm tired, and I go upstairs and I get in bed, and then I'll just be like, oh, I'm just going to just flip through my feed real quick. And this is 9:30, 10:30, somewhere in there. And then all of a sudden it's like 1:15.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's absolutely disgusting.
I'm guilty with that with YouTube. That is actually my favorite
shorts
app.
Or full length?
Everything.
Yeah,
I like if I'm scrolling, for sure shorts, because I don't want to be exiting out a video and then, watch 5 minutes. I want to watch the whole video. I don't want to just watch, 5 minutes of it and then, okay, I'm out of here. So I try, like when I'm laying down, what my guilty thing is, I go to lay down and then I start watching shorts, whatever it is. And then something that catches my eye. Yeah. Then I
click into their
channel and I'll start watching their videos. And then I just go down the rabbit hole. Like there's been times where I'm just like, dang,
those are my favorite people.
Yeah. And
people that find like some of our bounty hunting stuff. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if a lot of people know this. They should. We don't put out anything like any of my bounty hunting videos and anything what we filmed. We didn't put out any shorts or any edits. Mm-hmm. We only put out the long form on YouTube.
Okay.
So none of the TikToks you see, none of the reels you see, none of any, that's somebody else.
Oh, they make them for you.
Not for us.
Not for, but for them. For their page. But that seems to help you, right? In a way, you think?
I bet on the fact, and I hope that people would see a TikTok that had us in it, and then it would be nice if they would tag us so we'd get to our YouTube channel. And then I hope people kind of like try to figure out who we are and go find my YouTube channel and watch the videos that way.
Yeah.
And I love the people, and it happens often, and I really enjoy it. When people discover the Fox Recovery channel, mm-hmm. and then they go all the way back to the beginning and watch all of my, and like, I'll get alerts because they'll be commenting on videos as they're watching them. I'm like, that was like my very first video. Oh, that's my second. Oh, that's my fourth video. Oh, they're watching, and they've gone through and, you know, over time watched them all, and I watch them comment. A lot of times I'll click on and actually reply to their comments while they're doing it, because I'm like, wow, they're really, you know, they've invested.
Yeah.
Those are 35, 40-minute videos, and there's probably close to 100.
I'll go back and watch. There's certain channels that I follow, you know. I try to follow anything that's gonna on YouTube that's gonna help me, right? Like
Right.
whatever, you know. And I'll go back and watch the first videos just because I also like to see like how much they've grown. You know, because the first video you're like, oh, I bet you. I mean, to me it looks great, but then you're like, you see the videos you do now versus the first is like, I don't.
Yeah.
Let's not. We're gonna leave that up, but let's not replay that one.
Yeah, let's.
You know what I
We're
mean?
not gonna put that in the highlight reel. Oh yeah, I mean, just look. Wait till we're on episode like 200.
Yeah.
And we go back and look at episode 1 and 2, and we felt pretty good about 1 and 2 so far. You know, we're like, wow, I feel
good.
feel like that's good. You know, we made some changes. Kristen made us buy new
Stuff.
new arms and move things around and do stuff so she could have better views. But I bet at episode 200, we're like, wow, remember when we were in my little office at that table and it felt so cool?
Felt so.
I hope it stays like that though, because I love where we're at right now.
I like it too.
That's cool.
You know, I love that it's comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have to go somewhere and it's like, this is not comfortable, but it's like you can't really relax.
Right.
You know
like
what I mean?
If you have, and I've thought about it before, I've thought about opening a podcast studio, like going and renting an office space and building like 4 podcast sets, and then going out and finding talent and building podcasts all under like one banner, but they all have their own their own independent.
And they only talk about whatever they
what
want.
their
like,
thing. Yeah, it's their thing, you know, whether it's like Kristen's podcast. She's worked really hard. She does a lot of work on it.
Her thing too looks nice.
Yeah,
I like the
her
way it
studio
looks.
downstairs.
Yeah, it looks good.
So both of the studios are here in our house we're in Thornton, which is like a suburb of Denver. But Kristen built an amazing studio for her and her podcast downstairs.
Yeah.
It's called Hey, Did You Hear? Or Hey, Girl, Did You... I always mess it up. I'll make sure.
Yeah, don't butcher them, please.
Get us in trouble.
Especially the person that edits us.
Yeah, I could get us in trouble real bad. Let me see.
I still got to listen to one of them.
You better.
I need to. And I listen to when it's a video that I like, I listen to the whole thing. I'm not
Right.
You know.
What the fuck? Dude, I can't believe I'm like blanking right now.
I think it's Hey Girl.
Kristen's out there. She's listening. It's called Girl ... Did you hear? I knew it. I just messed it up. I messed it up.
Close.
Anyway, Girl, she texted me because she can hear us. She's like, you guys are stupid.
Thank you.
Girl, Did You Hear?
Yeah.
She made a cool logo. They go out of there, like they really, 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 really work hard on that podcast. And that's what made me kind of think about, we'll put a link in the description to hers.
Yeah.
Expanding, because I love podcasting. I love it. All kinds. I like news. I like true crime.
Everything.
I like sports. I like bro podcasts. I watch Kristen's podcast. You know, it's obviously like different than what I would normally watch or relate to, because it's 2 girl best friends talking about whatever happens. They talk about like series that have like Netflix series, documentaries. They talk about social commentary for women, things that are going on, things that they remember, you know, going through and how it's changed.
Yeah.
They went to one of those smash rooms.
How was that?
A rage room. They had a blast, but they like plan and go out and do things, and she's way more active in the world
than you.
Yeah.
But
just so you know, 2 things. I still have not left the house.
That's like a week.
I've not left the house. The flashlight is still going.
That
This is weird.
I don't know what there's something wrong with that flashlight.
Here's the thing. I have this Olight Warrior flashlight that I've had for a long time. I wanted to run the battery out of it all the way and then give it a fresh charge all the way to the top. So I turned the flashlight on and I just set it light up on my nightstand. And I was like, by morning, it'll definitely be dead and I can put it on a charge and, and try to get a fresh charge to see. Because I wanted to see what the lumens look like. Because I've had it for a little while. So I didn't know if it's starting to get tired. Excuse me. How many days? It's like 5 days. It's like 5 days.
That's crazy.
This light is still, it's dim.
What kind of battery does it have?
It's rechargeable. Whatever's in an Olight, dude. I haven't changed the battery. There's something
I don't know.
Either there's voodoo in my house.
And it's got to the battery.
There's some Santeria
Something.
K. Miller sage. We need some sage. We're gonna need sage right away.
ASAP.
We're gonna need to open doors and windows and sage so that
Gets out.
it could go.
Because that light, when you text me, you sent me the picture last night, and I was just like,
every night for the last 4 or 5 nights, I send you a picture right before I go to bed. I'm like, that fucking flashlight's still on.
I said, what? And then Jay's like, what? I said, can you believe this light has been on for
this long?
And she's like, you don't need that light. And I said, I love I have a thing for knives and for flashlights. I just love them. I just love them.
I could take you upstairs, open my gear locker, probably 10 pocket knives, anything from like $25 to like $250, $300 knives. And there's probably at least 8 different flashlights.
Yeah.
8 variations of flashlights that I've either used on the show or used when I was really bounty hunting or, ones that I bought and I'm like, man, this thing.
Do you feel like the batteries is that something you like, you get what you pay for with a rechargeable? Because I don't have any rechargeable flashlights. Mm-hmm. All my flashlights use batteries.
Right.
That I know I have to change.
What do you have, mag lights? Beating people down with this 3-foot mag lights?
I don't have. I should get one just to have one.
Everybody should.
But I don't have one of those. But I just have these like small like LED light bright ones.
Right.
I'm nervous about buying a rechargeable one because does the battery not last as long as far as like you have it for 2 years and then it's
you can replace the cell. You can replace the battery eventually. Like I sent you a couple of flashlights that I have. That like TL 1300 that I sent you.
Yeah.
I used that on the show for the last 3 to 4 years.
Dang.
That thing goes. That's a door knocker and a flashlight, and it's rechargeable. It comes with a nice cradle, and it's bright, and it's lasted like a long time. Because on the show, when we search your house, it's flashlight pretty much the whole way. So you'll burn a battery down. And it's recharged and done great. But
okay,
I feel like the rechargeable flashlights I have definitely have a greater value to me than one that takes batteries.
Okay.
Mostly because I can throw a charger in my car, or I can throw a charger, like in my backpack, because I take a backpack with me pretty much everywhere I go.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
And I can charge. If you're out of batteries, I hope you're near a store. Or I hope you have some,
Yeah, no, you're right. I just get disappointed in stuff, and there's like, oh man,
that's because you gotta follow the rule in life when it comes to stuff like that, especially tactical type gear. You get what you pay for.
Okay. So I do.
If you're buying a $19 flashlight that's rechargeable, it's gonna suck.
Okay.
And the battery's not going to last, and it's not going to be bright, and it's not going to.
So So that gives me reason to spend a little more.
Well, I mean, if you're going to buy one, buy one.
I'm going to buy one. I just, like I said, I always like to talk to somebody that has that stuff.
If you're going to buy one, buy a nice one. Same thing with a pocket knife. You bought cheap pocket knives.
Yeah.
And
and I don't only have a couple pocket knives. The rest of them I have is like machetes and like stuff like that. I want to get a samurai sword. That's my goal, but they won't let me buy one.
Who? JJ.
Yeah, because I want one of the ones that are forged in Japan, you know,
Yeah.
and or
JJ's on a hard
overseas.
no
Like,
with that.
she said I don't need it. I said I'm not going to use it. I just want it.
Right.
I
You
just
just want to have one.
yeah, I better not have to use it. But I want one
If you're
that
in a situation that you're down to only using a sword,
run.
you've gone through. So
Run.
like, yeah,
Run.
should still be there.
Run.
Nope, get
that's
out.
that's why
Go.
for me it's more show. Like
Yeah, go.
I'll put it right here. You know what I mean?
It's just hanging it.
So that's I'm into those. Like I have a few pocket knives,
I have a lot.
but I have mine are more like
Knives.
Yeah.
That's not a knife. I've got a machete up in my gear locker just in case.
yeah, you never know. I got two of them.
Yeah. I run there's probably one right around here. I don't know. I love pocket knives. I love pocket knives. I give pocket knives as gifts a lot to people.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Benchmade is like to
Best
me,
one?
Best one. Yeah. I gave Pat one of those stiletto, you know, like the blade comes up out of the handle.
Oh, those are cool.
A Benchmade. It was like a $300
Nice.
pocket knife. And then we used it for like a pry bar one day.
Didn't bend it or nothing, huh?
Uh-huh. Yeah. We should know better than that. But I love pocket knives.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like I used to carry them all the time. Now we're lucky if I have like pants on.
Me too. I wear sweats.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's what I've been.
I have actual pants on today, but they're like, they're not.
That's why I've been so excited for winter, because I told you I'm sick of wearing shorts. I'm
I get
just
sweats. Yeah.
sweats and
Today's the first day I've worn pants.
wow.
I've had shorts on every day, but I did get the fuzzy Crocs.
You did
I did
for the house.
for the house. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna wear them
I've got-
outside. I'm
I've
not
got-
gonna go
no.
step in snow in them. That's
No.
gross.
I've got the furry Crocs for
For the house.
For the house.
Yeah, socks and Crocs.
I love them. That's the best thing ever invented, I think.
Dude, right there,
Oh yeah, you got. Yeah,
good one. Yeah,
they're the best. I almost want to buy everybody at my house some, just so we all have them.
they make fun of me here.
Why? That's the best.
I could beat them up.
Yeah. I was so against them too, and then they talked me into getting them.
It cracks me up when I see people on social media talking about like real men don't wear Crocs, and you'd never catch me dead in the. I'm like, I'm pretty real. I mean, I've done some
Cool stuff.
pretty manly shit in my time, and Crocs have not made me feel less manly once, ever, not even a little bit.
Nope.
I have toe shoes. That's how comfortable I am.
I don't know if I could get with those. That would, I also don't. I also think that those make you feel like you're barefoot, and I hate to be barefoot.
Yeah, they do.
So like,
My feet are baby soft on the bottom. They shouldn't be, because when we did jujitsu all the time, I could walk on rocks, and now my feet are baby soft.
oh really?
So I can't walk outside. Like if I step on something, I'm like, oh, I got to go in the house. But those toe shoes are cool because it feels like you're barefoot enough. Like you can feel things, but
Yeah.
you know, your feet don't,
Do you think?
little pebbles don't get you.
Here's the next one. Here's what I think. All right. So I was watching the news, and I've been doing fantasy football,
Okay.
which has been a good time. And if there's money involved, I'm like, yeah, I'm in. Let's do it.
Yeah. I don't care if it's $5.
Yeah. So I've been watching more football a lot more.
Uh-huh.
But I've seen that the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey, the tight end or whatever, they got their house broken into when there was a game.
Don't they live right near each other?
I don't know. And that's happened to some MMA fighters.
When they
go
they're
out to
out of
fight,
town.
like, what do you like? Shouldn't you have security?
Shouldn't you have a guy?
If you're making that much money, shouldn't you have like a dog, or a guy,
A Vinnie?
or yeah? Like if I seen Vinny, yeah, it's like I'm not going
You're
in.
like, yeah, I'll take the next
Vinny's
time.
not friendly.
Vinny's friendly.
He is friendly.
She's
friendly.
Yeah.
Vinny is friendly,
until she's not.
but she could probably sense that I'm not friendly from down the street.
if you're not supposed to be here.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know. So
It's like that Kevin Hart thing. And they asked me, does that dog bite?
Yeah.
And I said, not me.
so
That's the truth.
do you think like what do you
If you're
think
that, if you're at that level,
or is it an inside job?
I don't know that it's an inside job. Why those don't need it to be an inside job though.
But you would have to have some kind of security around, don't you think?
I think some people get so comfortable that they think everything is fine and everybody kind of likes them and there's no big deal. And they fail to realize that crime of opportunity has nothing to do with like or dislike. It's opportunity.
Yeah.
And you get these people, these criminals that maybe they have an addiction problem or and addictions don't stop when you don't have money. You gotta hustle one way or another. Those people,
I mean, yeah, but
But you
got to have something.
If I'm at that, I have someone that stays at my house. When I'm not there, I have a guy.
Yeah.
I have a guy. I mean, Kristen and I were gone for 3 weeks out of every month in Florida filming the show. I moved my daughter and her guy because I wanted someone to be in my house. Why? Because I may not be that kind of rich, but
the things I want.
I have some cool things that I enjoy having that I would like to be here when I get back.
Yeah, I don't want nothing to
And I
walk
have a
away.
feeling that if I just left my house empty for most of the month, that stuff would probably not still be
That
here.
stuff stresses me out when we travel for things, and we have cameras and we have all that. But if I see somebody walking by, I'm just like, what are they up to? And they could be up to nothing. It's just I just don't like if you make that much money, I don't feel like your house should be robbed.
Your house should not be as vulnerable.
Yeah.
Like people should have to really put on a heist to get to your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And then isn't your good shit in a safe?
you would think. Like I'm looking for an excuse to buy another safe.
There's a couple. Yeah, I have.
You know what I
I
mean?
have more than one safe in my house.
Yeah.
Plus, I have a gear locker that I promise you're not getting into easy.
That's
a beast.
I gotta say that is probably the coolest gear locker that I think I've seen.
Yeah. And it weighs. You're not picking that up. And
Shout out to whoever made that because that's a nice one.
It's Cody.
Oh, that's right.
Cody. God dang it.
Cody did a good job.
Yeah, I used to coach
Cody's
him in
hired.
jiu-jitsu.
Cody's hired.
Yeah, he's a welder. He makes the beds for like flat blade welder trucks and stuff.
Oh,
he makes
okay.
those beds all the time.
Oh, okay.
He makes like spiral staircases.
Oh, so he knows.
He's good.
Yeah.
This was like a Saturday afternoon to him.
Like it's done.
Yeah, it's cool as shit though.
I just think of that stuff when we and then I see Vinnie's working.
Mm-hmm.
When she's not working, she's working. She's just propped up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I'm just like,
she's never taken.
It's crazy.
She doesn't take time off.
No, it's just crazy to me that.
But we take her with us everywhere, so she wouldn't be here to defend my house.
She wouldn't be here to defend your house.
Yeah. Kay Miller would not allow us to. No. The only place she's allowed to stay is at Metro Dade K9, where she was trained. That's the only place she's ever stayed.
She was telling us that.
Yeah, she would stay there when we came home sometimes, just because there's a lot of other dogs that live in the house, and other dogs don't understand that the boss is the boss.
And that's just how it is.
Yeah, but yeah, the only place Vinnie would ever stay not with us would be at Metro Dade.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, she's with us everywhere. She flies on planes.
How was that? How is
she sleeps?
it doesn't like she doesn't get freaked
She don't
out?
care.
Really?
She sleeps. Sometimes the landings are hard, and she slides underneath the seats.
Like, get back here.
Woo, she just looks up. She's
Poor
like,
thing.
yeah.
Do you guys get weird because you can tell she's a you can tell
not a house dog.
Yeah, well that and like you could tell certain service dogs, right, that are for whatever, emotional support, whatever it is, like you could tell that they are friendly and they look friendly and I'm not Vinnie's very friendly.
Most of them are not working canines and service dogs.
Yeah. But do people look at you weird because you should be able to tell that that's not it's a friendly dog, but it's not a let pet me dog.
I would say 95% of the people are smart enough to go, that's not the one you just walk up to and pet.
Yeah.
And there's still that 5%, and it's always like the upper middle class white woman with 4 pit bulls at home that thinks that they can just walk up, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa, that dog
Can't do that.
And if we're out in public, she doesn't have like the play thing. Like at home, you guys see her like the soft side of it.
Yeah.
Take her out in public, and that's like she's protecting.
Constant alert.
Yeah. She is Kay Miller's personal, like you cannot get close to her. It's my dog. You can't get close to Kristen.
That's great. That's a good feeling though. At least you can know when Kristen goes out. It's like,
and sometimes
if
she's got to go run, she'll just take Vinnie with her. She'll take her to the store. She'll take her, because weirdos are not going to come up and chat you up.
No.
You give a couple
Vinnie
check commands.
Vinnie is not a conversation starter.
No. no. And you've never even heard Vinnie key up.
No. Which brings us to, I want to try
coming.
the bite shoot.
I'm gonna order a new bite sleeve this week.
Yeah.
So
we could try
we'll let
that.
you take a bite.
Yeah.
I'll show you how, and then
Yeah. Please don't
not
throw me
just
to
like,
the wolves.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
No. We started off trying to figure out social media accounts like that are your guilty pleasure. There is an account that I follow, and I know he has a YouTube channel and Instagram. He probably has a TikTok. It's called Fishing Garrett.
Fishing Garrett?
Yeah,
Okay.
Fishing Garrett. It's all one word.
All right.
Every video of his I see, I had to watch the whole thing.
Really?
He lives in the Everglades.
Is that the guy that catches
He's on a
pythons?
mission to catch.
I've seen him on YouTube.
Yeah.
I follow him on YouTube.
Yeah.
I need to follow him on social media.
He was just in the Florida Keys not long ago, and he put up a video. I was like, oh, how did I miss him? Because I would have totally went and hung out.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, he catches everything, though. Like, he goes into the swamps where
nobody wants
the alligators are, and he's like, oh, look at these small puppies. And he's like standing right next to him, barefoot, catches everything in the I'm okay with like the gators. We can go catch some gators. We can a lot of I don't care about lizards. They're fine, no problem. Iguanas,
They don't bother.
geckos, yeah, snakes.
And then like sometimes they'll post a video and the snake will bite them, and it's like you didn't even say ow.
Like he's been bit so much.
You know what I mean?
It's,
Yeah. I mean, don't they have like a bounty on some of those snakes though? Because it's such an invasive species.
Yeah, the pythons in the Everglades are an invasive species. They're not.
So what do they pay for that? Like if Garrett brought,
I don't know. I think they usually bring like
they're looking for that
load of them.
Yeah, that's.
But he's trying to find this big 20-foot.
Yeah, you think there's a 20-foot out there in the Everglades?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want to go to the Everglades.
I am somewhat disappointed that we never took an airboat ride while we were there, and we talked about it like 9 times.
I'm surprised you and Kristen just didn't like on a whim. Let's go.
We should have. We just didn't do it, and maybe we'll just take a weekend and go back. Those flat bottom
boats.
Yeah,
it looks cool, and I mean, I don't know what would be cooler or better. They have those like big old swamp buggies, the ones with the big wheels and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, no,
I don't know.
I think I'd do an airboat first.
Airboat first.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen an alligator in the down there when you were down there?
Yeah, we used to stay at this RV park called Swanee River Rendezvous, and they have a spring called Convict Spring, which we dove. This spring was cool as shit.
Convict Spring?
Yeah, it's what it's named, Convict Spring. It's a cool spring where people go. They're staying at the park, and you can swim in this little spring. It's maybe twice the size of this room.
Okay.
But it's got a cave that
goes under.
Is in it, yeah. And they've had some collapses, so we're kind of seeing where.
That's why it's called convict.
Because that's how they escaped.
That or
they couldn't hold their breath that long.
Yeah, that you become a convict of that cave.
Yeah. But anyway, during the rainy season, it floods, and it flooded the spring. So the Swanee River's, it's big.
Yeah.
It's a big river. It's like, I mean, it's not like the Mississippi quite big, but it's a big, big river. And when it flooded, it crests over into the spring, and then it starts to creep up. And there was like a 12-foot, 10-foot gator that just came in and made that spring its little spot until the water went down. He was just. I'm like, wow, I scuba dive in there, sir.
Can I have my spot back?
I mean, sure, right now.
Yeah. Hey, can you?
Yeah.
Wow,
that's probably one of the things that is one of the weirdest parts about a lot of the places that we dove is.
We never know.
You know that.
Yeah. That there's something that can kill you in there.
I showed you some pictures of like those. The duckweed covered ponds, springs that we went in.
There's whether it's a spider that can kill you or something big.
But there's probably a gator. Like the duckweed is. I will admit the duckweed. The first time I went into a duckweed spring where it's covered in that like green layer of leafy stuff, I'm like 100% there's going to be an alligator and I'm going to die. Until I went under a couple times, and now like I don't have that weird thing where you go maybe not. I just go.
Yeah, but I don't know if I don't like the idea of not being able to see.
Yeah.
You know, I just, it's not, it doesn't
I told you
really-
we dove a spring that started in a mud hole, and you had to basically follow this line down. It was like 10 or 12 feet deep, but it was probably 40, 50 linear feet in just blacked out muck. And then you pop below into the spring and it clears up.
That's, I don't know. Nah.
So you don't know what's next to you there.
Yeah. No.
Not doing it?
No. I'm not saying I'm not.
You're going to do it.
But it's I think one of those things for me that if after we were done, that was a great time. I want to do it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's how most people are.
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
that first,
they
like,
freak out.
oh,
And then,
man, like,
so scuba diving is a lot like most people are scared to scuba dive, and then they scuba dive and they love it because they're in the ocean. They can see the sky. You know, the reef is right there. Cavern and cave diving is different. You're always one mistake away from not being able to fix the problem.
yeah.
When you're like deep,
So you got to be perfect pretty much. Like, you know what I mean? Like to,
and you got to trust who's with you.
that's probably,
You have to trust who's with you, because one person can make it go and
south quick.
you just don't get out.
Yeah.
Dude,
Man,
we've been talking.
oh, yeah.
I keep putting these things on the list and we keep not getting them.
What's on your list? That guy, Fishing Garrett's great.
Fishing Garrett.
I need to follow him.
I sent you a link to look at today.
Is that the one on
Are you,
Facebook?
are you doing the robot thing? Did you see how realistic that was?
It gives expressions.
Yeah. It understands emotion and sarcasm.
That's
It will make facial expressions being happy, sad, angry.
so that could just be your best friend.
It's like, what was it called? Amica?
Yeah.
There's a boy and a girl one. We'll put a link down below.
Before you know it, somebody's gonna get married to a robot.
That's weird.
You just
I mean, people marry their cats.
yeah.
But these
That's-
robots now
What do you think
are
that
getting
cost?
Oh, at some point, you're going to have a companion robot that's
For
fully
sure.
functioning,
For sure.
which is good for like people that need physical assistance or like that slightly invalid. If you had a service companion robot,
I mean, that takes away. That can help you in a lot of ways, especially the ones that don't have the help. Like if you have your family able to help you,
Yeah.
you have your family that is able to, put you somewhere. But there's so many people out there that don't have somebody. So I mean, I think it'd be a good idea for that.
let's talk about the real part of it that a lot of people don't want to talk about. Is the people, the companion robot would not have an emotional response to the outbursts of people who need care.
Mm-hmm.
The same that like you or I, we deal with someone, let's say, we have someone that has Alzheimer's or dementia and they lash out and it hurts you.
Yeah.
Like emotionally, a person that you loved your whole life is lashing out at you and you start to create some hostility, some anger in the situation. A companion robot just understands, oh, when they do that, you do this. And this, that.
I'm curious to see like
Unless they hit the robot.
a broken arm, new robot. You
Robot's
can't just,
out.
But do you think that has that computer in there to like, honestly,
AI.
like keep updating itself?
It's
to,
AI.
Like, that's
It
almost
learns. It learns by doing, and then learns and learns and learns and learns and learns.
that's scary.
It's always evolving. It's AI. That robot had independent cameras in the eyeballs, so it sees the
Everything.
same, like a human. It sees in bifocal. It sees.
So that's what we've seen of them.
Yeah. What have we not seen?
What have we not seen?
And did you see how they intentionally made it so that the colors were not human?
Yeah,
They're like a grayish blue.
yeah.
So because they did that, there's
Something else.
mm-hmm.
It's like the cars that they drive testing and they have a cover on them and you can't tell what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Pretty soon you'll have a companion robot that drives you in your automated vehicle. Or you could send your companion robot to the grocery store in your automated vehicle to go run your errands and stuff. And then come home.
I was talking to.
Then I would never have to leave the house. I would never have to leave.
I had a conversation with somebody and they asked me about when I rented that Tesla to do
Mm-hmm.
Uber as I was just whatever. And this guy was really, and I didn't know too much about it. I was just, and we started talking, and I asked him, and do you ever think we'll get to the point to where the cars will have no steering wheel?
Yeah.
I do too. I was just curious because, I've asked a couple people that, and they said
I think
no.
that technology will happen. It's not that far out from us by any means.
How many
Less than
years?
a decade.
Which is what? Okay. That's not that long either.
I mean, obviously, we'll still have cars that have steering wheels because, people will still be driving the cars they own now.
Yeah, but I mean,
But
moving
we'll
forward.
get to a point where you can get a car, and I think the roads will be, and this is going to be unpopular opinion, way safer because there's no human mistakes that are good.
Yeah, I agree.
If everything, like if all the cars had the same technology, so they could understand proximity to each other, they were constantly giving signals, and they just, you put in your GPS coordinates or you put in your location, and it fed off of the other cars around it and the path, the GPS path that it had. Just think of how much stuff you could do. Road trips would be better.
Yeah, man, it's hard. They have
could
the
enjoy a road trip.
they already have that pretty much robot car, the driverless taxi that they're doing here in Denver.
Oh, they're doing them in Denver now?
Yeah, they're going to start it. I want to ride.
We're going to ride one.
I want to, because I know at first they were doing it, I think in Arizona somewhere, and then in California somewhere.
Yeah,
in like
California.
that small vicinity, that you can. And then there was now they're starting to do some kind of program here with that. I don't know if it's testing, but
as soon as we see it, I'm going to sign us up and find a way to get us in.
Okay, we got to take camera too.
Oh yeah, we'll film it. Yeah, I'm all about it, dude. If I could take the road trip from
here to Florida,
Key West to Denver, and something drove me, and I could do things along, like I could enjoy the time.
So the cars are going to be electric, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Do you think it'll park it? You think they'll have a thing where you can park it, and it's like a charger for your phone? Like
Eventually,
I
think you pull into your driveway or into your garage, and it's like a wireless charging pad.
Yeah.
And it's receiving charge. You don't have to plug it in, probably.
That's scary.
No, it's not. It's
you don't
awesome.
think so?
I love it.
Well, for you, you're a tech guy, so you love anything.
Mm-hmm. I'll take a friend into that.
I'm surprised you don't have an electric car yet.
Kristen.
Me and her are friends. Then.
She hates robots.
Me and her are friends. Then.
She hates like that kind of. She's like, we'll just drive. I'm like, but I could take a nap. I could watch a movie. I could edit. There's so many things we could do in a 30-hour road trip instead of me driving.
What's the and her, she just no.
She'll drive a car and not ever have a robot. Getting Alexa in my house was a fucking big deal.
We still don't have one. So
you want one?
No.
I got like 4 in that drawer.
You got 4 of everything. There's computers.
There's like 4 in that drawer. What about smart lights? Do you know how convenient it is to be laying in bed and just tell Alexa to turn the lights on?
I'm just not. It is convenient. Yeah. It is nice. How
many times you got in bed and you're like, I don't want to turn the light off?
When JJ leaves it on. Mm-hmm. No, I have a habit of just turning the lights off because when I was growing up, my mom's like, you don't pay the light bulb.
Right,
you're right. So,
but you've been in bed and you're like, oh,
yeah,
I don't want to get up.
I mean,
never have to get up. I never have to get up for that.
But can't you just get one of the light sensor things to walk in and then just lay down and turn off in 5 minutes?
Or
Alexa,
smart bulbs. See?
She
doesn't understand clap on.
You see what I'm saying? They're just.
She's listening. And helping. If I have a robot, it's coming.
I don't know if I know some people are like, they're listening to them. I'm like, man, if they come looking for me, we're in trouble because what am I going to do? You know what I mean?
My whole life's on film.
I'm not.
I don't care what they're listening to.
That I'm not worried about. Like I'm not worried about that like a lot of people are.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, oh, they're listening to. I'm like, what?
You're right. They are.
They're bored listening to me. They're like, this guy's an idiot.
As soon as telephones came out, they were listening to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I assume that my life is always being recorded or watched or done. And I don't care. I truly don't care.
And that's why
I am me when I'm me, and I'm me when I'm
And to be fair, like if they come knocking on our doors, like the world must be in trouble.
Yeah, you got bigger fish to fry. Because if you're coming to me, then
I'm not, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't like the idea of not like because I feel like that's how we stop learning.
yeah. When you
Like
shut
I
everything out.
I was doing something on my phone, typing out, and I was like, "Dang, I'm not gonna know how to spell here soon." Because the auto, you know.
Oh, because you just get close.
Yep.
Get close and it fixes it along the way.
Yeah. So you know, I don't, you know.
Yeah.
We're getting close though.
Well,
I mean,
You know what else we're getting close to?
the end.
We're an hour right now.
An hour.
Yeah. And
These
we
hours
scratched
go
off really
fast.
one thing on my list.
And one on mine. Well, mine was added because I just seen it and I was like, I started talking.
Mm-hmm.
I started talking to everybody about it because it just that freaks me out. Like I hate the idea of my home not being safe. You know.
So if you guys want to chime in, we have a phone number set up, 303-578-8680. If you want to comment on something we talked about today, or if you want to give us a subject matter that you would like us to talk about in the future, 303-578-8680. You can call and leave us a voicemail. We will then play them on air, unless they're just absolutely ridiculous. You can also text it. So if you have ideas that you want to hear us talk about, if you want our opinion on something, you can do it that way. Also, if you become a member of the channel here on YouTube, we're testing it actually right now. There's members who are watching us live as we record the podcast, so they get the complete unedited version. And we did pretty well this time on not having, I mean, for the members seeing it first, they didn't get to see us say, "Oh, stop, let's not talk about," because we do that. Yeah. Trust me, it happens. Also, after we cut the cameras, we're going to leave the live feed on, and we're going to talk to members. So if you would like that perk, just it's like $1.99 a month is like the cheap end of the membership, and you get to join us live for it and do some Q&A afterwards.
And ask any question you want.
But I think we got to wind up the actual episode, right? We're an hour.
We're an hour in.
Yeah, we're an hour in.
Yep.
And that means Kristen has to edit an hour of us.
Yapping.
Yeah. And we, can only do so much.
Yeah.
So we're on track now for twice a week, and we've stayed with it. So Wednesdays and Sundays, you should be getting a new episode. You may get an episode early today because we talked about the episode that we were going to release on this Sunday.
Yeah.
It's only tomorrow. I guess I could wait. I could put up today as public because we talked about the Jake Paul fight beforehand.
Yeah.
And then that will put this on Wednesday. And then we're right there. We're recording. We're on track. We have stuff.
We're on
in the
this.
can. We got this. We're going. But with that being said, we will see you guys here in just a couple days. We're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep going with the live. And again, 303-578-8680. Call, leave a voicemail. Tell us if you want to hear us talk about something, or you want to make a comment about something we talked about that we are completely wrong about. It happens. We'll listen to it and we'll learn. You can also send a text, but it's got to be done today. So we'll see you guys next one.